Hey, welcome back to Scale2Skate. I'm Coach Grant, and this is actually vlog one of hopefully many that document our journey from going from ground zero, nothing, to building a multi-million-dollar franchise business. So come along for the ride if that interests you, if you want to watch me fail, or if you're a young entrepreneur wanting to start a business, you want to watch the behind the scenes, the day-to-day struggle, the good, bad, and the ugly. So that's what we're going to do on this channel. I'm going to take you along for the ride. I obviously haven't done many of these vlogs, so initially you're going to have to bear with me. They might be kind of low budget, but hey, you know, consistency is better than perfection. And, you know, my intention is to share my wins, my struggles, my lessons all along the way. I've had a few different businesses in the past. I had a record label in 2015 for a few years. We had a bit of success. It ultimately folded and failed. I have a nonprofit that I founded a couple of years ago, and that's kind of floundering a little bit too. But you know, so a lot of mistakes have been made in the past. I will fully admit it, but through that, so much learning, and I am ready to build the next big thing. So follow along for more, you guys.
Can one man with a vision turn a backyard rink into a multi-million-dollar franchise? Well, this is my journey. And, you know, I believe every dream begins in the ordinary. For me, it's simple things like a coffee in the morning, you know, getting the gear in the truck, and just some time with my son on the ice. You know, these small routines are reminders of why I fight so hard. This isn't just about building a business. It's about building a future for my family and proving that if you don't waste your life, God will use you for every ounce of it for something greater.
Just here waiting for the realtor to show up, playing some acorn soccer. So out of John Clover, the world's most infamous flying squirrel. Oh, he's got a net. So what do you guys say? Future home to the hockey lab?
When I walk into a space like this, man, I don't just see empty rooms or just concrete floors. Man, I see possibilities. Look at this place. Like, I just see kids lacing up, coaches mentoring, families coming together. But obviously, with every dream comes risks. And, you know, with rent, renovations, there's obviously going to be setbacks, and it's going to be heavy, but I've learned that you can't play it safe when it comes to winning big. And this is where the vision, it either lives or dies. And you see me out here now, and there's been a lot of behind the scenes business planning, messaging, emails. I'm going to spare you most of that boring stuff for now. I mean, obviously that's a big part of it, and you could just be caught up doing busy stuff that really means nothing. You got to look at what really moves the needle forward. What are the big rocks that you could take care of?
All right, we're back from checking out that warehouse. So hopefully we can get an offer in this week, and hopefully we can get it accepted. So yeah, exciting stuff. I've got a mental edge coaching session here in 20 minutes. I got ready for it. Let's go.
So I don't know if you heard my dog barking in that last clip, but look what they dropped off at my front door. Looks like we got some synthetic ice to try out after this session. Alongside the hockey lab, I've been building the Mental Edge. It's a mindset program that helps train athletes to thrive under pressure, because greatness, after all, isn't just about skill. It's about resilience, focus, and the courage to get back up when life knocks you down, really. It helps athletes hit their ultimate potential, and it helps them enjoy life day in and day out. These are the same lessons that I'm using right now to chase this dream. So I'm teaching my athletes and also reminding myself that we all have more inside us than we think. I've developed it over decades of touring the world as a musician, playing as a hockey goalie, and just being curious into the human nature and what really makes a difference between actually being fulfilled in life and being able to achieve your ultimate potential.
All right, we got some synthetic ice tiles here. We're going to set them up and give them a try. My main reason I wanted to try these out first is to see how goalie pads slide on them. So yeah, I guess we'll set them up here in my little office. I've got all of Jethro's equipment drying out here. But yeah, I think we'll set it up because it's perfect. We got the rubber here. I can just get dressed. I can give it a try right here. So yeah, stand by. So yeah, initial thoughts here. Overall, the slide was great. The slide is good. It's kind of hard to get a good bite, but that could just be my technique. If I plant it well, I can get a good push. The only downfall I see is doing shuffles. Look at this piece that I got from doing a shuffle. So, but other than that, pretty good. I think it's hard to tell how it skates because it's too small of an area. C cuts are kind of hard. Put marks in this one already. It already had marks in it, but I'm going to take this no matter what because this is, even backwards C cut's kind of hard. All right, but yeah, I think if we get a bigger area, we weigh it down a little bit more somehow, I think it could be good. Stay tuned.
Took it to the driveway and whipped off a few shots. It felt really good. So big shout out to B2 Hockey and Brad for hooking us up with this synthetic ice.
The real hard part of business is to continue and to push through amidst setbacks. That's the true definition of resilience. And that's the thing that I think most business people and entrepreneurs don't get enough credit for, or you don't see enough of that. And what do I mean? It's when you can't even pay the basic bills and you're behind and the accounts are drawn, things are in the negative, and you very well could spend your time focused on the problem. Obviously, you should fix those problems, those short-term problems, but it's easy to have that fully consume your day and stop progress, stop moving towards what's truly important. And that's what really, I think, defines the good from the great, at least in my opinion, is the ability to still, the fires are still going to be burning. You're always going to have to be burning and putting out fires. It's part of life. But can you shut that off for moments in the day and still focus on the goal, the task at hand? And, I think most people haven't suffered enough, or maybe they have. I don't know, what's the hardest thing that you have had to push through and kind of put on a happy face? And it's a tough, I don't want to have it come across as toxic masculinity, but putting blinders on, and you kind of have to be stubborn to a point to kind of believe. You have to have unwavering belief, almost unreasonable belief that things are going to work out. I've been fighting with Meta, Facebook, for about 2 months now, trying to get refunded for some fraudulent charges. I got a credit card, and I set up an ad, $20 a day, and an old fraudulent ad, like 9 of them, just leached in and charged $3,000 within 2 days. And so, for example, by the grace of God, that's going to come in tomorrow, only 1 day late for rent. And life will go on. Made huge progress on the business today. Instead of dwelling, it's easy to kind of just stop in your tracks and focus on the problem. But when you focus on the problem expands. When you focus on the solution, focus on what can you do to avoid this problem 2 months from now, 6 months from now, to the point where this problem is irrelevant. You got to be careful when your friend or family member or someone you love or someone who loves you thinks they're giving you good advice by saying you should just get a comfortable job. Just get a reliable job. When you worked there, things were secure. Things were predictable. Well, some people aren't meant to